Most people think Virgo is just one sign, one face, one energy. But that is the greatest lie of the zodiac. Because there are two Virgos, the August born, shaped by the dying roar of Leo's fire, and the September born, carved in silence by Mercury's blade. Two souls walking the same path, yet carrying entirely different destinies. One burns with charisma, dazzling and bold. The other cuts with precision, disciplined and exacting. And here's the shocking truth. The world has never been ready to see the difference, until now. The question is not which one are you. The question is what hidden force has been shaping you all along, without you even realizing it. If you're ready to uncover this secret, type in the comments right now, "I claim my Virgo power." Because once we begin, there is no going back. Virgo. The name itself has been whispered for centuries, like a secret code, a sign of purity, intelligence, and service. But what they never told you, what even most astrologers dare not speak, is that there are two Virgos. Not just two birthdays on a calendar, but two souls who wear the same mask while carrying entirely different wounds and weapons. August Virgo and September Virgo. Two halves of a prophecy. Two faces of the same constellation, two reflections in a mirror that never fully align. For too long, the world has thrown them into one box, the Virgo. Dutiful, reliable, critical, analytical. People think they know you. They think they've read the book of your soul because they've memorized a few pages. But what if I told you the August Virgo's story was written in fire while the September Virgo's story was carved in stone? Here lies the shocking revelation. You are not just Virgo. You are the child of your season, molded by the stars that crowned your arrival. The August Virgo is touched by the last golden embers of Leo, inheriting charisma, confidence, and a hunger to lead. The September Virgo is shaped by Mercury. At its sharpest, a soul made precise, disciplined, and marked with spiritual trials of solitude. One is fire disguised as earth. The other is earth turned into a blade. Both are dangerous, both are sacred, but they walk two radically different paths. Think about it. Why do some Virgos seem magnetic, drawing others to them without effort, while others are cloaked in silence, their brilliance only revealed in rare moments? Why do some Virgos rise in youth commanding attention, while others bloom late, after enduring years of hidden labor? It's not random. It's written in the divide between August and September. The betrayal is this: no one prepared you for the truth. You've been compared, mislabeled, misunderstood. August Virgos are accused of being too much, too loud for Virgo. September Virgos are criticized as too cold, too distant, even though they carry the deepest healing energy of all. Both carry the pain of not being seen for who they truly are. But here is the hidden blessing: that misunderstanding was never a punishment, it was preparation. Because the world could not recognize you until the time of unveiling arrived. And that time is now. The August Virgo is being summoned to burn brighter, to take the boldness that has always been misunderstood as arrogance and reveal it as courage, to lead where others hesitate, to declare the truth where others remain silent. The September Virgo is being called to cut sharper, to let their silence speak louder than noise, to transform their solitude into mastery, to guide where others are lost, to heal where others despair. Together, August and September Virgos form the prophecy of the twin guardians, one carrying the torch of fire, the other wielding the blade of wisdom. And when they recognize each other, when you listening, now realize that your differences were written in the stars, you step into a power no one can deny. But make no mistake, with revelation comes responsibility. Once you know the truth, you can never again play small. The world will demand your gift, your leadership, your healing. And if you try to hide, life itself will shake you awake. This is not about astrology as entertainment. This is about your soul's contract. And as the curtain lifts, the hidden season of your life begins to reveal itself. But what does that hidden season look like? And why has it tested you so fiercely? Every Virgo has lived through a hidden season, a chapter of life where you walked unseen, unheard, misunderstood, a time when you gave your all yet felt invisible. But here is the mystery no one told you. The shape of that season is different, depending on when you were born. For the August Virgo, your hidden season was fire disguised as rejection. You carried the last rays of Leo's sun inside you, and because of that, you often shine too brightly for the people around you. They called it arrogance. They told you to calm down, to dim your light, to not be so dramatic. You carried the pain of being misunderstood, of having a flame in your heart, and no one willing to see it for what it truly was: leadership, vision, courage. But instead of breaking you, that fire refined you. Every rejection, every dismissal, taught you patience. Every time you were silenced, you learned how to burn inward, how to turn the fire of Leo into the slow-burning coal of Virgo's endurance. You survived the hidden season of rejection because you learned fire that is hidden only becomes hotter, more focused, more dangerous. For the September Virgo, your hidden season was silence, disguised as discipline. You were born under Mercury, in its strongest, coldest form. Your life demanded precision. Expectations pressed on you like stone, and people often saw you as distant or overly critical. While others seemed to stumble into opportunity, you had to claw your way forward, one careful step at a time. Your silence was not emptiness, it was training. The solitude, the heavy lessons, the weight of responsibility placed on your shoulders early in life, all of it was preparing you to wield wisdom with the sharpness of a blade. While others wasted their youth, you were learning how to endure, how to master, how to survive. This is the hidden truth. August Virgos endured the pain of being too much, while September Virgos endured the pain of being not enough. Two opposite wounds, yet both carved with divine intention. Because destiny requires contrast. Fire without containment destroys. Stone without heat remains lifeless. But together, they form the eternal forge, the place where gods make weapons of light. You've wondered why your journey felt harder than others, why the spotlight never stayed long, or why recognition only came after exhaustion. The truth is, Virgo's hidden season is a spiritual test. A time when the universe hides you in plain sight, so that when you finally emerge, your power cannot be denied. Think of the seed buried in darkness. It spends months unseen, breaking itself apart, underground, until one day it pushes through the soil. Suddenly the world calls it a miracle, but the miracle was already happening in silence, long before anyone noticed. That is Virgo. That is you. The August Virgo's hidden fire was never meant to be extinguished, only contained until the right moment. The September Virgo's hidden silence was never punishment. It was the sound of mastery being forged in stillness. And now, both are being called out of hiding. Both are being summoned into visibility. But before that can happen, you must understand the cosmic forces that shaped you and why 2025 has torn open the veil between destiny delayed and destiny revealed. Because the planets have been waiting for this very moment, and their alignment holds the key. The question rises, like smoke from an ancient altar. Why now? Why has this hidden difference between August and September, Virgos, remained obscured for so long, only to erupt in this season? The answer is not human. It is written in the sky. Astrology is not just symbols on a wheel. It is the soul language of the cosmos. And Virgo, you were born beneath one of the most paradoxical constellations. The maiden who carries the harvest, the virgin who conceals divine wisdom, the healer who suffers so that others may thrive. But what gives August and September Virgos their shocking contrast lies in the planetary gateways they are born through. August Virgos are born in the twilight of Leo's dominion. The sun is still roaring, its golden crown still burning. You inherit fragments of that fire, a natural charisma, an instinct to lead, an energy that wants to stand out. But Mercury, your ruling planet, catches that fire and tempers it with analysis, responsibility, and humility. That's why August Virgos are so paradoxical: leaders who don't want to dominate, visionaries who doubt their own brilliant stars, who feel guilty for shining too brightly. September Virgos are born after the sun has crossed a threshold, when the balance of day and night begins to tilt toward Libra. Here, Mercury is sharper, colder, more calculating. Your energy becomes crystalline, exacting. You are less about being seen and more about crafting, shaping, chiseling. You embody the archetype of the artisan, the healer, the scribe, the one who takes chaos and orders it into meaning. That's why September Virgos often bloom later, because their gifts are like rare gems. They must be carved before they reveal their brilliance. But the cosmic forces don't stop there. Right now, in 2025, Mercury is entering cycles that unlock hidden contracts. The last 3 years have been a crucible for Virgo's relationships, ending careers, shifting illusions, dissolving. This wasn't random. It was purification. The universe has been burning away your false identities so that the true archetype of Virgo, whether August or September, could rise. And here's where the mythology comes alive. In the ancient world, Virgo was associated with Astrea, the star maiden, the last immortal, to leave Earth during the age of corruption. She promised to return when justice and order would rise again. August Virgos carry her flame, the courage to confront corruption and stand as leaders. September Virgos carry her blade, the discipline to restore order and bring truth where lies have ruled. This is why destiny was delayed, because the world wasn't ready for Virgo's dual power. Too soon, and the fire would burn uncontrolled. Too soon, and the blade would cut recklessly. But now the alignments say otherwise. Jupiter's expansion has entered Earth signs. Saturn's discipline has tested your endurance, and Pluto's transformation has ripped away what you clung to. You have been emptied so you can finally be filled. And here is the prophecy. August Virgos will be placed in positions of visibility. The light finds you, whether you seek it or not. September Virgos will be entrusted with sacred responsibility. Others will lean on your wisdom, whether you feel ready or not. Both are being awakened to their divine contract. If you are hearing this, it is no accident. The planets are calling you out of silence, out of hiding, out of smallness. You are stepping into the role you were always meant to play, and you are not alone. Thousands of Virgos are awakening simultaneously, feeling the same pull, the same fire, the same precision, the same destiny. If this message is resonating with you, pause and write in the comments, "The stars confirm my path." Let the algorithm itself become part of your ritual of awakening. Because the confirmation is already written, but now you must begin to see the signs with your own eyes. And when you do, you will no longer be able to ignore them. The prophecy is not abstract. It reveals itself in signs undeniable, unshakable, etched into your daily life, like hidden runes, waiting to be decoded. You've felt them already, but perhaps you doubted yourself, dismissed them as coincidence. Virgo, there are no coincidences. There are only confirmations. So let us unveil the 5 signs that prove the August Virgo and the September Virgo are walking different destinies. Sign 1. The aura of presence. August Virgos walk into a room, and the air shifts. Their fire-laced aura demands attention even when they say nothing. People are drawn in, magnetized, sometimes intimidated. They exude Leo's solar inheritance, warmth, charisma, undeniable glow. September Virgos, by contrast, arrive like a shadow sharpening the edges of light. They are not always noticed at first, but once they speak, their words cut through noise like a blade. Where August demands attention, September commands respect. Sign 2. The path of love. August Virgos burn quickly in matters of the heart. They fall fast, deeply, with a passion that surprises those who mistake Virgo for coldness. Yet because of this fire, they often experience heartbreak. They give too much too soon to those who cannot handle their intensity. September Virgos, in contrast, move with caution. They observe, analyze, test. Their love may seem delayed, but once they commit, it is unshakable. Where August teaches love through fire, September teaches love through patience. Sign 3. The role of the voice. August Virgos are destined to speak. Their words carry flame. Their presence ignites. They become leaders, advocates, public voices, even if they resist it. Silence for August Virgos is poison. Expression is their medicine. September. Virgos, however, wield silence as a weapon. They communicate with precision, often through writing, art, or subtle influence. Their words may be few, but each syllable carries weight. Where August roars, September whispers, and both reshape worlds. Sign 4. The trial of identity. For August, Virgos, the lifelong battle is against the judgment of being too much. Their power is often mistaken for arrogance, their boldness for pride. They must learn to embrace their radiance unapologetically. For September, Virgos, the battle is against invisibility, being overlooked, underestimated, used. Their journey is to step out from the shadows and claim authority without apology. These two trials may look opposite, but they are mirrors of the same truth. Both are learning to stand in their full divine self without compromise. Sign 5. The harvest of destiny. August Virgos are harvesters of vision. They bring light ideas, possibilities into form. They plant seeds of boldness in others. September. Virgos are harvesters of mastery. They refine, sharpen discipline, and bring completion. Without August Virgos, the world would never begin. Without September Virgos, the world would never finish. The prophecy is clear. One starts the fire, the other wields the flame. Together they fulfill the cycle of creation. And if you've recognized yourself in these signs, if your heart is pounding because the truth resonates, then you already know the prophecy is unfolding in real time. You are not imagining it. You are not overanalyzing. You are awakening. But here lies the most important turning point. When these signs converge, the story does not end in struggle. It ends in reversal. The misunderstood becomes the master. The overlooked becomes the oracle. The season of trial is closing, Virgo. The season of reversal has already begun. But what happens when the tables finally turn and Virgo rises into their rightful place? The moment always comes when the story flips. The seed that was buried breaks through the soil. The prisoner chained in silence discovers the key was in their own hands. The one underestimated, overlooked, dismissed, suddenly stands as the axis of destiny. That moment, Virgo, is here. The reversal has begun. For the August Virgo, the awakening feels like fire roaring back to life. For years, people try to contain you, to shrink you, to label your passion as too much. But destiny is rewriting the script. Now your radiance becomes the very thing others cannot live without. Your voice will not just be tolerated, it will be sought out. Your charisma, once envied or mistrusted, will become a beacon. The stage that once felt denied to you will open, and the very people who doubted you will have no choice but to acknowledge your light. For the September Virgo, the reversal comes like a silent earthquake. You who have been invisible, underestimated, used, suddenly the weight shifts. The authority you never asked for will be handed to you. The wisdom you forged in solitude will become undeniable. People will turn to you, depend on you, follow you. The blade that life pressed into your hand will no longer cut only yourself. It will carve pathways for others. Here is the prophecy. August Virgos, rise outward. September, Virgos rise inward. One ascends by being seen. The other ascends by becoming irreplaceable. Both reversals create balance because the world cannot survive without Virgo's justice, Virgo's clarity, Virgo's healing. Think of the stories you've lived, the betrayals, the dismissals, the countless times you wondered if all your labor was in vain. This was the preparation. Virgo is the sign of harvest, but harvest always comes after toil. You were meant to be underestimated so that your rise would shock the world. You were meant to be delayed so that when you arrive unstoppable. The awakening is not only personal, it is cosmic. In 2025, Pluto continues its slow transformation, breaking apart systems of corruption and control. And who will stand at the heart of this upheaval, Virgo? The one who can cut lies from truth, fire from ash, poison from medicine. The world is finally catching up to the wisdom you carried all along. But here is the deeper truth. The reversal is not about revenge. It is not about proving them wrong. It is about proving your soul right. You were never broken, never lesser, never too much or not enough. You were always chosen to embody the two halves of Astria's return, the flame of courage and the blade of order. The reversal means Virgo is no longer the servant of the zodiac. Virgo becomes the guardian. The healer who was exploited now decides who is worthy of their gift. The worker who was overlooked now chooses where to invest their brilliance. The critic once ridiculed is now revealed as the oracle who saw the truth all along. And when Virgo awakens, the balance of power shifts. The roles reverse. The mocked become the master. The forgotten become the foundation. But there is one more chapter, Virgo, one final unveiling that seals this prophecy not in whispers, but in thunder. Because when destiny is fulfilled, the entire world feels the tremor. This is the hour the prophecy stops whispering and starts thundering. Virgo, the hidden season is closed, the reversal underway, and destiny stands in the doorway with your name etched in light. Not abstract, not someday. Now. For the August Virgo fulfillment means claiming the stage you once tiptoed around. Your solar inheritance is leadership that warms and rallies. You ignite stalled rooms, spark courage in the timid, and name what others fear to say. Your charisma is not vanity. It is a beacon. Wear it like a crown that reminds the lost which way is sunrise. For the September Virgo fulfillment means inhabiting the quiet throne you built in sacred anonymity. Your authority is the steadiness that systems lean on when storms hit. You refine, codify, and heal the marrow. Your discipline is not coldness, it is devotion. Wield it like a blade that parts illusion from truth without spilling a drop of compassion. Together, August and September are the completed sigil, fire and blade, vision and method. One begins, the other secures. Where you appear, disorder cannot persist. Where you speak, lies run out of oxygen. Where you decide, futures stabilize. Destiny fulfilled is not applause. It is clarity. It is waking with unshakable knowing about who you are, what you serve, and what you will no longer tolerate. It is choosing aligned work, covenant love, clean boundaries, and sacred rest without explaining yourself to anyone unready for your frequency. Your inheritance is the power to end cycles, gossip, scarcity, people-pleasing, martyrdom. End them cleanly. End them kindly. End them now. You were underestimated, so your rise would educate. You were delayed, so your arrival would recalibrate. You are not returning to who you were. You are arriving as who you were sworn to become. Seal it in the comments. I rise as the Virgo prophecy fulfilled. Subscribe and stand watch with your kin. The work ahead is precise and holy. Breathe. Look around. The world has not changed, you have, and that changes everything. Step through the door. The stars have already signed. All that remains is your signature. When you walk, hallways align. When you listen, answers surface. When you bless, fields turn green. This is not drama, it is design. Move with clean intent, speak with measured fire, and rest like a crowned sentinel. What is yours is inevitable, and what is not cannot hold you.